For literally thousands of years, gold has been this ultimate symbol of permanent value, right? You picture ancient jewelry, maybe those shiny bars locked away deep in a vault. But here's the crazy part. Its price can swing in the blink of an eye, all because of something like a modern press release. So how on earth do you square that circle? How can something so timeless be so volatile? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into. Yeah, this is the big question we're tackling today. How can something that's been treasured since the time of the pharaohs be so incredibly sensitive to the daily ups and downs of the global market? It seems like a paradox, doesn't it? But the answer, believe it or not, boils down to one really powerful idea that kind of underpins the entire modern economy. And that powerful idea? It's gold's role as what we call a safe haven asset. Honestly, if you think it's one concept, you're pretty much halfway to understanding why gold's price moves the way it does. It's the absolute key. So what exactly is a safe haven asset? Well, it's pretty simple. When investors start getting nervous about the future, worried about the economy or global events, they tend to sell off their riskier stuff, like stocks. And they run towards things they believe will hold their value, things that will protect their wealth. And for centuries, gold has been the number one go-to. But hey, don't just take my word for it. A brand new 2024 survey of the world's central banks tells us exactly why they trust it so much. Okay, first up, look at this. A massive 80% of central banks say they hold gold because it's a proven long-term store of value. And think about it like this. When inflation starts to tick up and eats away at the buying power of currencies like the US dollar, gold is what they trust to hold its ground and protect that wealth over the long haul. It's a huge deal. And right behind that, you've got this. 82% point to how well gold performs during a crisis. So when things start getting shaky, we're talking an economic downturn, a big geopolitical conflict, you name it, investors and entire governments just flock to gold looking for stability. And of course, that huge surge in demand is exactly what's sending the price climbing. And finally, check this out. 72% of them value the fact that gold carries zero default risk. Now, this one is really interesting because think about it. The value of a stock depends on a company staying in business. The value of a bond depends on a government keeping its promise to pay you back. The gold, its value doesn't depend on anyone's promise. It's not an IOU. It just is. It's a physical thing with intrinsic value. This all leads to a really simple but powerful conclusion from the World Bank. All these factors we just talked about, they boil down to this one direct relationship. The more anxious the world gets, the higher the price of gold tends to go. You could almost think of the price of gold as a kind of global anxiety index. The higher it is, the more worried people are. Okay, so that global anxiety stuff, that's kind of the big picture backdrop. But the day-to-day, second-to-second price changes are driven by more direct, nitty-gritty financial mechanics. And to get a handle on those, we're going to use a really simple analogy, the financial seesaw. So, there are two really powerful inverse relationships you've got to know, and they're right here. First, let's talk about gold versus the US dollar. They're like two ends of a seesaw. Since gold is priced in dollars, when the dollar gets weaker, it suddenly becomes cheaper for investors holding other currencies to buy gold. That boosts demand and boom, the price goes up. Now, on the other side of that seesaw, you've got interest rates. Lower rates tend to mean a higher gold price. But why is that? Well, it all comes down to a simple idea economists call opportunity cost. Just imagine this for a second. Let's say you can put your money in a savings account that pays you 5% interest. Or you can buy a gold coin that pays you, well, nothing. It's a no-brainer, right? You take the 5%. But what if that savings account is only paying a tiny 0.1%? All of a sudden, that gold coin, which holds its value really well, looks way more appealing. Why? Because you're not really missing out on much income by holding it. That is the financial seesaw in action. When interest rates fall, the cost of choosing gold over something else drops, making it way more attractive. All right, so we've got the big picture, that global uncertainty, and we've got the mechanics, that financial seesaw. But that brings up a huge question. Who's actually doing the buying? Who are the big players on the other end of these trades, turning all these forces into actual price changes? It really boils down to two incredibly influential groups. You've got the world's central banks, the ones managing entire nations' reserves. And then you have large-scale investors who are using everything from physical gold bars to complex financial products to invest in gold. Let's kick things off with the central banks because, wow, their impact is just enormous. Just to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about here, just looked at that number. Over 1,000 tons of gold. That's what central banks bought in 2023 alone. I mean, that is a staggering amount of demand, and it basically creates this really strong safety net, or a floor, under the gold price. And this isn't just some one-off shopping spree. You can see right here they bought a similarly huge amount back in 2022. This is a consistent, powerful trend. We're seeing central banks add massive amounts of gold to their reserves year after year after year. So the billion-dollar question is, why? What's driving this? And believe it or not, it brings us right back to where we started. They're buying for two main reasons. First, to protect their country's wealth from geopolitical risk. Yep, that's the safe haven quality again. And second, they're deliberately diversifying their reserves away from the US dollar. Why? Because many of them believe the dollar is going to play a smaller and smaller role in the global economy going forward. Okay, let's take a breath. We've covered the whole safe haven idea, we've looked at the financial seesaw with the dollar and interest rates, and we've mapped the bid buyers. Now let's put it all together. Let's connect the dots and see how all these pieces create this amazing chain reaction that actually moves the price of gold. So let's walk through this step by step. It all starts here, some global event happens, and geopolitical tensions start to rise. Okay, step 2. In response, the markets start to think, the US dollar might weaken, or maybe the central banks are going to have to lower interest rates. And just like that, our financial seesaw tilts in gold's favor. Then, step 3, seeing the shift, the big buyers we talked about, the central banks and major investors, they jumped in to buy gold for protection. And finally, the last step, that huge surge in demand from the big guys is what ultimately pushes the price of gold higher. It's a perfect chain reaction. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that the price of gold isn't just some random number. It's actually a powerful barometer for global uncertainty and major financial shifts. And that leads us with a really fascinating final thought to chew on. We've seen that more and more central banks are betting that the US dollar's role in the world is going to shrink. So if they're right, and they keep stockpiling gold for safety, could we be witnessing the early stages of a return to a world where gold isn't just a safe haven, but the ultimate foundation of financial security?